It's a kind of magic. It's a kind of magic. One man, one computer, one microphone, and a can of 7% Copperberg's cider. It's a kind of magic. I want to give up heavy pinting, but at the moment it's the only thing keeping me going. The can tastes fantastic. It's the first drink of the evening. I'm not some sort of fucking raging pisshead, but I like a few drinks, you know what I mean? It's Joe Biden with you. He is, man. He's hiding in the fucking cubby hole. Wanking. How are you all doing, man? Who we got in the house? Leo Nolan. Oh, well. Chrissy Perez. Oh, Chrissy. Oh, Cy Bennett, man. You're in the mix. Ooh. So take these broken wings and let it fly again. Where the shades Joe Tashini Tracky, mate, the big in Liverpool they are, like, do you know what I mean? It's when all the football fans went off to around Europe in the early 80s, started nicking them out of like Milan and all that gear, innit? Jimmy Barrs, you're very welcome to the show, mate. All right there, Barrs. I haven't seen you for time, mate. Chris Axman, how are you getting on, Christine? What's the crack? Have a drink for me. I will indeed. Landormer's in the mix. Great morning. How are you, lad? Drinking some White Claw. Ooh, I haven't got my hands on that yet. All-American jobs. Spritzlers. Come here for a second. We got up here. We got Signor Quarto in the house. Hey, say hello to the boys and girls out there, mate. Listen, look at this guy, man. He's an absolute prince. He's been to Harvard. His name is Princeton Harvard. He's a very good dog. He's a lovely creature. How are you getting on, mate? What's the crack? That's got a nice little lick there for you all. Nice little touch. Well, Quarto, says Jimmy Barrs. It's a kind of magic. My fucking dog, he's fantastic. Yeah, baby. Hit them shots. I ain't seen you for time, mate. Shawnee, no, it's bum o'clock. There could be some bummings dished out today, Sean. I don't know, but I'll tell you something, mate. Well, fucking get into me on the old chat. Ask me questions, get me going, and I'll tell you who gets bummed and who doesn't, right? Occam's Brute, well booking. All right, Cy Bennett. Too long, lad. Bogeymen been keeping the crack kiboshed. The bogeymen, I'm telling you, man, I reckon all the sanctions and all the fucking travel restrictions will be lifted now in about 2 weeks. We'll miraculously go back to, it's a kind of magic. Joe Biden is the president, El Presidente. Who's this caveman? I just, it's the longest it's ever been. So I'm just kind of like boosting it up and see where it takes me, man. Yellow belly, beard's getting fairly long there, hey. Oh, ho, ho. Check this out, man. It's a real trick. Change the shape of my face. I like it, man. It's proper. I don't know. I might do a Frankie Boyle on it and like start doing like political commentaries and racy jokes. Mark Smith, your face like an old butter voucher. Actually, funny you say that. I watched the entire Hardy Books Series 2, minus the Durkin's Electric Sex Palace. I didn't see that there the other night because Daily Motion was the only place I could find it. But I just wanted to watch Series 2 for the crack. I've had a little word with Mike Cocaine, the producer and director and co-writer of Hardy Books, and I was like, Mike, mate, I think now is the time to fucking sit down, have a little chat about getting Series 5 done. Eddie's getting older, the lads are getting older. I think it'd be quite funny if we are the same lunatics but older with more responsibilities. So I'm gonna have a word with him. I think I've really got stuck in the Hardy book episode 4. I started writing the fourth. I mean, I had a script that has been previously written, but it's basically a Swiss roll of fucking tangents. So I need to kind of detangle everything out and then weave it back together. I've also got a fucking podcast with Paddy Pimblett from like before Christmas. Just the time, man. It's just the time. Mark Smith, yes, man. Series 5 has to happen. You know what? I miss having the crack with the boys, and I miss making comedy, and especially the Hardy Books, man. And that will. I'm going to do my level best. 2021. Why not, man? It's up here. If I write it. Oh, Sean Pellegrino. Ha ha. Thanks very much for that, generous, kind sir. Yeah, I think 2021 is the year to bring it back, man. Do you know what I mean? Get the crew back together. You know what I mean? It'd be like Motley Crue's farewell tour, even though they had about 19 farewell tours, but it'd be like, we could just say Hardy Books farewell tour and just keep saying farewell tour every time as a running joke. Benjamin Sawyer, how are you getting on? Regardless, we love you. Cheers, Benjamin, man. You're a top lad. Aaron Byrne, I love it. Just kept the original cast. Yeah, we did, man. I always watch the Hardy Books when I'm in bad form. Always cheers me up. Thank you to you and the boys. Cheers, Mark. I appreciate that, man. I actually watched it the other day as well to cheer myself up, and it's crazy how 10 years has passed since old Durkee boy was going to the moon on a mountain bike with Eddie Greenheart, Mahon. Who else we got in the mix? Landormer. Oh ho ho! Smash that like button. Smash it like you're playing Daley Thompson's Decathlon. If you remember that one on the Commodore Amiga, you should do a collab with Edgelad. Who's Edgelad when he's at home? Caw. Let me see. You know, I thought smash it like track and field. Exactly. Fucking button pusher. Fionn Dalton, you're very welcome to the fucking Pleasure Dome, mate. I thought to myself, you know what? I've got to be doing a bit with the Hardy Book. I need you all to do me a favor as well. Obviously, the Hardy Book is on the Hardy Books podcast or on here on YouTube. But the thing is, for some reason, Spreaker, who distributes the podcast, hasn't been giving me any any information. I've been getting any emails off him how the podcast's doing, but I have been getting a lot of. One second, Louis Catrone, howdy from Texas, boys. Much love. You're very welcome, mate. We'll call you Tex from now on. Oh, you fucking Tex, man. Are you down there in old Austin here? Are you going to Houston for a nice big steak? I heard there's a lot of fat cunts living down fucking Houston way. Hey, I know a lad who goes around with a Dallas Cowboys jacket and he comes from fucking Shrewl. Just like Mama used to make. But yeah, Louis Catrone, mate, Texas. Once all this shit is done, yeah. Once everyone's gone, right, the COVID thing's over now. I want to do a tour. USA, Australia, UK, Ireland, and then wherever else will take me. Pauline Burke. Will the podcast be on Spotify anytime soon? Is it back off Spotify, man? Let me just do a little bit of checking about that, because I had a fucking mate of mine. I won't mention his name. But he had a word with his mates in Spotify and they took it down. I don't know if I've said something that has been a bit too spicy. Some spiteful prick has probably gone, he said something about trans people, which, or something fucking like I didn't say that was misinterpreted by some sort of fucking woke tit who works in admin. But I will check if it looks. That's a big fucking loss, man, if it is off the Spotify. Bear with now, Hardy Shams podcast, Spotify. I have to tell me mate again if it's gone down. I don't see anything here, man. Can one of you guys do me a favor? Because I don't have Spotify. I only have iTunes because I'm a purist. Been with iTunes since day one. Even though it annoys me that I have to pay to listen to music that I uploaded myself from CDs I bought or compiled myself. How are you, Martin? Says Shawnee Thornton. Hardy Books never dies. Cobra Kai boys up the town. You know fucking well, hey. Black member in the boys. We'll get the old Membertron back into the fucking horse box and see what the crack is. Oh ho ho. Robbie Heenan knows what I'm talking about. Would rally the squad if you do a show in Atlanta. Hey, man, I got family down in Atlanta. So, rally the squad, man, and get right on the mix. Yellow Belly, Biden's a huge Bucks fan, lad. He'd have you on Air Force One. Around the gaff. He'd probably end up fucking sniffing me if I went over to him. But hey, there's always a first time to be sniffed by the president, is there not? That hit so close to home, says Louis Catrone. Pauline Burke, like Blind Boy says, everything on Spotify, so it couldn't be that. Yeah, I don't know what the fucking story is with that, mate. Can someone just check just to make sure, and I'll send your man a message, because apparently last time it went right up to like the second in command in Spotify. So we'll see. I think if it's anything, I think it's because I went around to my mate Ed's house, and Ed O'Neill, you got that one right. He's he's an Irish American dude. Yeah, come from the O'Neill clan, and he was putting on the new Barbarians album in the background, which obviously the algorithms picked up, and the third part of Hardy Books, I was using some of the Jerry Goldsmith's soundtrack to Total Recall. I was like, nah, I'll put it nice and low in the background. They won't hear that. But the fucking algorithms, man. You know, I miss the Wild West days of the internet where you could just upload feature-length films to YouTube and it'd be like, grand, I can watch Rocky 4. Oh, by the way, it's an old t-shirt I'm wearing. Fucking heavy hitters, man. Fucking Clubber Lang, Rocky Balboa, Ivan Drago, and Apollo Creed. I met him once with Pete, French Torch Tool. We met him in Stockholm once, and we were like, oh, we get a picture for his brother Danny's gym, and Jay Bumpinelli was also there. And I said to Carl Weathers, I was like, hey, Carl, can we get a picture for his brother's gym, man? We're all big fans of you. Well, that wouldn't be fair to all these people who've been waiting all day over here. And then I just looked over, and there was nobody there. Like, the place was empty, and I went, what people? And his agent and this small, like, Asian-American dude called, what's his fucking name? Stephen Yang or something. He was like, yeah, you have to pay 300 crowns. I'm like, I ain't paying for that shit, man. So that was the crack there. Ross Halpin says, how are we getting on, Durkin, boy? Will you be watching the fights tomorrow? Oh, there'll be a little fucking touchdown lined up tomorrow, I'm sure. I made up my own gyms, go and have a little fest. I'll have to go and watch that. McGregor is very peaceful lately, yeah, very good, yeah. I hope Dustin can bring it to me, and I do wish him all the very best. I think age has caught up to McGregor, and having kids, and with those two things and being in the public eye, it kind of McGregor reminds me of after I had the court case of fighting bouncers, and it quietened me down an awful lot, because before that I was about the same age he was when he got into all his shite. I'm not comparing myself in levels of success, but in terms of a similar trajectory of a life pattern, there was an awful lot of mad shit going on, and then you keep driving fucking quick, you'll crash. But yeah, that'll be a good fight, man. I'm looking forward. I'd say McGregor's going to get it handily enough. Do you know what I mean? That is one classy t-shirt, man. Watch Rocky 1 that night. Unreal. Oh, it's where Rocky 1 soundtrack is. It's funny because it's very much like it's all horn sections, and then you get into like Rocky 3 and Rocky 4 is just the Rocky 4 soundtrack. Vince DiCola. The amount of times I'd listen to "Hearts on Fire," "Strong Desire," "Blow the Load Tonight." Let me see if I just want to make sure this mic is working. Easy way of doing it. Give me a thumbs up.
Can you hear that? Can you hear me? No lie. You're fucked.
Can you hear that? Can you? Did you hear that? Join an MMA gym this week. Fair play to Robbie Heenan. I'm surprised they're open considering the fucking the Wu flu. Andrew Yang's after you. McGregor. Andrew Yang. Is that the name? Did you look up your man on Carl Weathers' agent? Or is Andrew Yang someone else who rings a bell? Let's check the old fucking live chat here. McGregor is clearly not giving Jake Paul the time of day. Why would he, man? He's a fucking dickhead. Like, I give him the fucking time of day, man. Put me in the gym for a good fucking 2 months. Nothing but creatine and steroids. Oh. Do you know what I'll do, man? Yeah. Fucking Jake Paul. Cheers, Jake. I don't know why I had that so close to hand. Just wanted to have a hot one later on. Schmelly Boy says Hot Wheels. Nice name. Vince DiCola is a legend. He is indeed. Robert Morrow. How are you getting on, Robin? How are you, boss? From Ponty Pass here in Ireland. Point Pass, sorry. Had an old binge there of the books. Not much else to be at in the lockdown. Fair play on the beard. The beard is the most fucking successful thing I've done all year. Go on. Let me see who we got else in the house. Who we got in the hot seat? We got Roland Cullen. How are you, Mike? Davey Ruan. The fucking all the boys are in having an old fucking party in the chat. It's like the old chat rooms you get in the internet on the web pages back in the old days. Mic check. How did that mic check go? Is it all right? Is it? Some tune, man. Rocky 4 has the best songs. What is it? One way street. Moving in the wrong direction. Oh, yeah, Andrew Yang. That's right. Yeah, he ran for president. That's who it was. I thought it was fucking Carl Weathers' agent that we met. Irish metal fan. Irish metal fan. Here's one for you, mate. If you like metal, which obviously you do because it says Irish metal fan. I was watching Ozzy Osbourne live at the Budokan. Do you know what? I'm going to put a link up because this is an absolute dream team. And it was my cousin Richie Lavin let me borrow the Ozzy Osbourne live at the Budokan album about 14 years ago and never asked for it back. So it was always in my car, and I was like, this is a fucking great album. It's one of the most high octane fucking pump sessions you can ever listen to. And I'll give you the old touch now. Put this in for later on. If you want to watch a nice power touch, you want to watch something that will blow your ear beans, get up in the morning. When you're getting up and you've got a slow morning, stick this bad boy on. Someone's kindly put the whole DVD of the concert up. Bunch of Japanese lads screaming and shouting at Ozzy. I remember I was at Roskilde Festival in 2005, and I met these sound half Irish, half Danish lads. And I can't remember the names now, but they were the ones who taught me how to open a bottle using the ring. The ring is long gone. But he said to me, do you know why fucking Ozzy why he pours the bucket of water over the head, do you? And I was like, no, why is that? And he goes, because he fucking pisses himself on stage, man. I was like, nah, is he that bad? Fuck, you know. Who knows? Living in America, yes, Chris Berra's great old tune. Living in America. Oh, Mark Smith, mate. No Easy Way Out. What is it? Something's up with fighting for. No, that's true. There's no easy way out. Yeah, I've really fucking butchered that. Americans are Foolie Boys. Foolie Boys are after you. The Lavin's been around since the year dot. Indeed, they have. Yeah, check that out, Irish metal fan. Amanda, didn't I tell you on Twitter I'd be on Friday night? Didn't I tell you? 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 It sounds a bit like Nutella that you spread on your fucking sarnies. What do you think of Kevin's new show on RTE? I haven't watched it, to be honest with you, but it's kind of just looks like a fucking bog standard RTE panel job. Do you know what I mean? Fair play to him, though. He's going to make a lot of nice money, and all the best to him. I wouldn't get the fucking invite. Imagine if I know for a fact if it was like, oh, Martin, do you want to come on the chat show? And I'm like, yeah, go on. And I'd end up saying something that was really controversial and be like, oh, Martin, look, man, you know, we gave you the chance there and you blew it. I was like, blew what, man? This? Ah! Oh, brought this. Oh, Black Betty. So I moved to Canada from Ireland in October, missing the Irish crack, bet you are. But there's fuck all crack happening now at the moment. Over here, when I ask the Canadians what's the crack, they think they're asking for drugs. Classic, Mark. Whereabouts are you living in Canada? He's a tight Cavan bastard. Won't spend a penny, says Aaron Byrne. Oh, he'd be asking you for money and slices of pizzas down in fucking Fibbers, man. You did all right, hey, said Amanda. You did all right. RK Keo, 98. If there was one UFC fighter you could fight in Old Ball Alley, who would it be? Probably the softest one. I did wrestle against Ilir Latifi, who he's a fucking big unit, man, and I've never been so handballed by a man in all my days. I had the guitar in hand now, Mark. I'd be playing lead over you. It has to be done. Screeches after you. CM Punk. Yeah, I'd take CM Punk. Should I do the ballad of CM Punk? I'll make it up. A young punk, and his initials said Chris Martin, and he was wrestling in the ring in the WWE, formerly known as World Wrestling Federation. to be confused with the Wildlife Foundation with the panda on the front of it. Well, old CM Punk, he was handy at throwing boys around the ring with predicted outcomes, and it was fucking fair play, man. It would, athletes, boy. Well, then he entered the stage of the octagon, stuck right deep inside the schnoctagon. And he saw that the boys were making nice cash, and he wanted to get a touch. And he went up against the lad from Hawaii and got his fucking hole kicked. Poor old CM Punk, he didn't have the schmunk inside the sack. Poor old CM Punk, he stepped into the real life ring of the octagon. But who the fuck am I to begrudge him? I hope he made a nice few quid and as he goes back to normal. You know what I have to say though, in fairness to CM Punk, I don't care how anyone performs, right? Any man or woman that will get into a ring and fight, even on a fucking amateur level, respect to them, because entering a ring and fighting, it's fucking not easy, man. It's easy to watch and easy to tell cunts where they're going wrong, but when you're in the middle of throwing slaps and getting slapped in the face, it's quite difficult. Dara Noon, how are we getting on, Dara? I haven't played it. I've been really. Like my calluses are gone, and I haven't been playing much guitar for ages. Guitar's been in the basement, baby. Yeah, I've forgotten it all, man. Give me a couple of weeks and I'll be. Yeah, I'll do a song about Brezzy. Oh, Brezzy makes me weary, makes me feel so strong. He's making money off the podcast, talking about mental health as if it is the biggest thing there is. Oh yeah, Shawnee, thank you for the super chat, my man. Brezzy, you played in a band called the Blizzards, and then you were a judge on The Voice of Ireland, baby. You did triathlons. You were going out with Ross Purcell. Did you get the tit and the wank? Sure, now you're cleaning up, talking about mental health. Tell it to the lads who took Okinawa. There were boys who took Hacksaw Ridge, the Mana Ridge, or the Wana Bridge in Japan. They had to kill loads of Japanese people killing them and their comrades. What they saw in war, it never left them. They were just stoic as fuck, stoic as fuck, stoic as fuck, stoic as fuck, yeah. Can you imagine seeing your comrades getting their legs blown off, having to put a bayonet inside someone else's son, and going home eating apple pie? Then Brezzy talking about mental health. You should go down to Syria and do a bit of fighting. That's my, basically, I'm not belittling mental health, but I have been watching, I watched Hacksaw Ridge last night, fucking great film, And then I've been watching a lot of interviews of World War II veterans, and then you just like, these boys were just hard cunts. There was one guy who said he was on Okinawa, and he just had a Japanese prisoner of war, and one of the boys like, oh, take the prisoner back, and the guy was like, what you do with the prisoner? He goes, oh well, he had a picture, and he wouldn't give me this picture. And I said, what's the picture about? And there was a picture of them were in China, and they cut off some heads and put them in cages or something like this to check how sharp their samurai swords were. So he wanted to die for the emperor, and I helped him on his way. He was like, yeah, it was cruel, but it had to be done. And it's just like, these guys fucking came back from the Pacific theater of conflict to America. And, fucking, I don't know what it was. People back then just seemed to have, they were hardy bastards, man. And nowadays everyone's like, oh God, I was on the fucking schnockter there at the weekend, and I was fucking, drinking half a bottle of whiskey and smoked a fucking ounce of hash there, and just feeling a bit fucking just down the dumps, man. You know what? Things aren't that bad, yeah. I mean, if people were outgoing fucking, if it was open fucking conflict and lads being blown up around you, it'd be a lot worse. So that was my rant about that. I'm not this. Look, man, when it comes to mental health, you got to look after your mental health as much as you do. Mikey Reinhardt, thank you very much, sir. You're a very kind soul. Thank you. Appreciate that, my man. I'm not Durkin is letting Tom down loose. Fair dues. But look, the thing is, you got to look after the mental health as well as the physical health. You got to, but then again, you got to have a bit of crack as well. You know what I mean? Cash and claw, says Ryan McGrath. Oh, Chris Pez, not all of us are that crazy, Martin. Look, as your man also said, he goes, like, you don't understand until you've been there, and in fairness to you, Chris, you have been there. But like the largest banzai charge ever on Okinawa was fucking crazy. I think there was about 6,000 Japanese soldiers and conscripts of Okinawa were just wave after wave going into fucking suicide. You know what I mean? Just into machine gun fire, and it's like, it was crazy, and I hope it never fucking happens again. But I'm Shawnee claw wedge, fair play to Shawnee Pellegrino, man. Josh Richards, I've been going through crazy lately. I've been going crazy lately, having panic attacks, the worst I've ever had, and it sucks donkey balls. Joshine, look, mate, I've been there myself around the age of 27. There was a couple of different factors. There was the fact that I was fucking hitting it hard after the Rory Gallagher Festival. The fact that I turned 27 and I was now at the age where my rock and roll heroes had died, which I previously considered as being old. And also I'd crossed the Rubicon in terms of being on TV in Ireland. And I was like, shit, man, I'm never going to go back to being not known. And that's everything combined scared me. And also my ex-wife's best friend's brother, he was 21, he killed himself. And even though I'd never met the guy, that had really upset me and saddened me. So all these different things combined, and for about a good year, if I was going heavy on the piss over a weekend, like I'd feel pretty shitty, and anything could set off a panic attack. So it'll pass. If that's any consolation, Josh, just fitness, keep fit, hang out with good people, and you'll be grand. There's a lot of things externally, like you got the whole fucking pandemic debacle, you have political instability bubbling up under the surface. There's a lot of external things as well as internal factors that would be contributing to feeling that way. And also, I mean, it depends on what age you are, what you've achieved in life. I think there's an awful lot of pressure on people to make it, because we've all been sold this Hollywood fucking bullshit of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have like like when I was a kid, right? I was watching so much aspirational shite on American TV that I thought at the age of 24 I'd have a mansion, a swimming pool, and a fucking sports car. And I had no plan on how I was going to get there, and I still haven't got there. And to be quite honest with you, if you do, you're either born into it, or you have to work very hard, or you have to be one smart bastard who a lot of it is luck. So, like, look, I think mental health and how you feel is basically just enjoy the present and be grateful. I mean, it sounds really corny and like spiritual and new agey, but I think just being grateful for what you have. Even if it's something like your phone, it's like, you've got your phone, and if it breaks, then you're like, oh fuck, I've got to get a new phone. It's going to cost this amount of money. And that's just a very simple thing. But like, you've got your health, you've got your family. The crack is good. Things will turn back to normal. So look, I've been through it myself, as illustrated in series 3 of Hardy Books in Noreen's house. I think someone commented on that, going, "This is the greatest illustration of Irish or like mental health." Health is wealth, says Shawnee Pellegrino. Damn right, you son of a gun. Amanda says, yes, we are all responsible for taking the steps to look after your mental health. Only we can set ourselves free. I've had a really hard life. Yeah, look, the thing is, we're not all born equal. Do you know what I mean? And some people are going to have to work harder than others. Some people are better looking than others. Some people are richer than others. Some people are more intelligent than others. Some people don't have the same faculties as other people. We're all on the same road, but in different vehicles, if that makes sense. Shawneen says, had my first adult panic attack at 35 in a titty bar in Atlanta. Scared me shitless. Was it the same titty bar from Total Recall where you had the 3 knockers, hey? My KZ, wise words, mate. Thanks very much. I appreciate that. Josh Ridges, thanks, bud, for the info, brother. Yes, being grateful for what I have and focus on those during the hardest time in my life. It's all you can do, man. That's all you can do. It's just look after yourself and try and be mindful. And I mean, I find myself going into autopilot because I get really bored of things that I've done. Like, you'll probably find if you look at when you were a kid, life was really long because you had new experiences, you were constantly learning. And then when you become an adult and you're kind of doing the same repetitive things day in, day out, time flies. And even if that consists of doing things that you would have thought were amazing in your teenage years, just become repetitive. And I think the key is always be learning something and always be trying to experience new things. And I mean, it's a fucking bit hard now. You can't go traveling, but traveling's a fantastic way of doing things. Even if it's traveling local, get yourself and a bunch of mates, head out, do a bit of camping, and build your own fire, make your own food on a campfire, and just kind of enjoy the splendor that nature has to offer. Jade Ellis, how you darling? MTV Cribs ruined all of our expectations. Yeah, me and the lads watching that shit in Galway, it was like, fucking, what's the name? Missy Elliott's got a Ferrari that's turned into a bed. You know what I mean? They took a Ferrari and just cut the seats out of it and then just put a bed in with a fish tank. And I was like, I mean, this is shit that kind of there's a good friend of my parents, a couple who have like a huge house. They have a collection of sports cars. I remember 14 years ago, I was at their house and they had like just a mansion. It was a really nice place. And I remember like thinking, wow, they have a really good quality of life here. Like every one of the seats had like little electronic levers you could adjust. I mean, it was a 3-piece suite, and each one of the seats had like a leg rest and a back massage and all that crack. And I just thought to myself, yeah, that's very well and good, but you could just put your feet up on the coffee table and get the same result. So you can, you don't have to be rich to live a cultured and fulfilling life. There's a lot of things you can do. It's a state of mind. Heaven is within inside here. Okay, what else we got in the power chat? Working very hard has a minimal effect, I say. But you can work hard, but if you don't have an end goal, like, I mean, look, I've lost my way a good few times in life. You know what I mean? I was very depressed, lately in a couple of years that I've passed. I'm going through a lot of changes, not physically, but circumstantial changes. And the future looks a bit fucking turbulent, but you take each day as it comes. And yeah, when I had to move away from Ireland, like I was leaving the career behind, and you know, the handy numbers were non-existent in Sweden. Like it was a kind of a trade-off for, like, yeah, you have the anonymity to enjoy yourself out and about, but at the same time, the handy numbers of being well known in Ireland, you know, and work-wise, and everyone else was back in Ireland, and you know, Owen's career shot off, Chris's career shot off, and Chris once said to me, he's like, Martin, it's mad. I thought you'd be going to Hollywood, and I was over there in Hollywood in 2001, and I met like the writers of The Office, and I was like, okay, this is I've been here now. I know what the crack is. And then my first daughter was born, and I was just like, it's not going to be viable at this stage. The old lady's texting me. Fair dues. Yeah, look, sometimes, you know, shit has to go on the back burner, but work hard and just always keep a good ballpark figure of where it is you want to go. Like, as man, as I say, I'm the fucking king of starting one project and failing, and all, you know, or like the novelty will wear off. That's why with the Hardy book that I'm writing, check it out. It's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. I'm sticking at that because it's reinvigorated my passion for writing, and that's my talent. The talent. Like, I was the main writer of the Hardy books, and you know, I pretty much would have came up with most of the ideas. I'm not taking credit away from the others, but like, I was the kind of the main boy. Do you know what I mean? And I've realized that going back to the writing is cathartic, and it's like it's almost like you can just take a trip away when you're writing. So sorry, I'm going off on one here. I'll get back to the old thread. Howie Marchin says, Nilrant Madcap, what's a good major key tune to buzz off? A good major key tune? Some Oasis stuff, man. They're usually in G or C. They keep it going nicely. Aaron Byrne says, look after yourselves and be the best you can be. That's fair enough, Aaron. You know what I mean? That's the fucking right stuff. Grateful journal every night, says Shawneen. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. It helps little by little. See, the thing is, I'm shy to keeping journals, and it's a shame because I've done so much mad shit over the years that had I have kept the journal, I would have been able to just look back. I saw Jordan Peterson did an interview with Matthew McConaughey, and McConaughey had kept journal after journal. But for me, like, I'll have a journal for a few days and then I'll forget about it, and I'm shite with diaries and journals. But yeah, a grateful journey. And you know what? It's good to make, if you think you haven't done anything productive in terms of progressing where it is you want to be in life, think of all the small tasks that you achieve on a daily basis. Like, for me, I'm making dinner for the kids, doing fucking shitloads of laundry, you know, cleaning the place up. You know, even these small tasks, it's all cumulative. It's not like, you know, as long as you're busy and you're up to stuff, I think life will throw default opportunities at you as well. You know, and that's the thing. I've always my mantra has always been, cross that bridge when you come to it. And if you do so in such a relaxed style, when an opportunity comes up, you're like, oh yeah, I'll take that. Whereas my ex-wife, for example, was very much about organization, making lists, and that used to drive him mad, you know. And you know, I think they were kind of some of the factors that just diverged as we got older. But yeah, you know, try not to take things too seriously, and enjoy life. And you know, I think there's an awful lot of pressure put on people these days. At the end of the day, you know, if you eat, you're fed, you're warm, you have a place, a roof over your head, you have good friends, your family, you have your health. The rest of it is just fucking materialistic bollocks, really. It's like, it's unnecessary. You don't need to. I think it's all been implanted into our minds from watching decades of shite TV. Best thing I ever did, get rid of the TV, free your mind. Russell Brand is fucking class, man. I actually tried to get Russell Brand on the podcast. It's like, sorry, Russell is busy with many engagements this year. And I was like, fucking Russell, yeah. I better go on fucking Blind Boys podcast though. I saw an otter this week, says Tomorse O'Keefe. Can't get much better than that. Man, seeing an otter in the wild, you're fucking living the dream, Tomorse. Experience new things, just not butt stuff, says Sean. Write some more Hardy Books episodes. Desperate Dow. I fucking will do, man. That's for now. Listen to the Hardy Book. It's good. It's good stuff. You can find it on this channel, or you can get it on the Hardy Books podcast. How are you, Cyborg Man? Says Matthew O'Hanlon. How are you, Matty? Eddie Craig, would you boy? And you look in the bog. Eddie Greenheart. Loads of songs in G, C, and D. Exactly. Bit of Bob Marley and good talk for tonight, Martin. Says Joshing Richards. Lifted my spirits. Mate, look, I'm glad to help. Do you know what I mean? I'm a good dude. Got the attitude, laid back moods, kind of groovy. You know, what was the name of that fucking shitty show? Surf dudes with attitude, kind of groovy, laid back moods. It was something. Was it California Dreams? It was something. It was some shite that used to be on Network 2 after The Den. Yourself and Owen Colligan used to always sing that song. Psychedelics helped me out with realizing true happiness. Mike AZ says, do you know what? There's a reason why cannabis and psychedelics are banned, because it basically it forces the person to remove the mask of ego. Do you know what I mean? You basically you get very introspective, and you kind of look at yourself through sometimes maybe a bit hyper introspective, but I think it does help with a person to just kind of stand back and observe their behavior and their image. It just makes you think, you know, and the last thing that the government would want is a lot of people thinking and going, hang on a minute, something's not up here. But psychedelics, I haven't really dabbled in psychedelics that much other than the odd mushy. I took acid once in 2000 maybe once or twice, but definitely in 2004, Good Friday, myself and a couple of boys took a few tabs, ended up going on a long fucking odyssey. I remember I was trying to draw, I was like, oh man, I've got to draw this down. It's going to be fucking brilliant. And every time I try and get something that I was trying to draw, it would change. I'm like, oh, what was that? Oh, fuck, I'll continue on. And then I had like an A4 sheet of paper with the drawing about that big. But fuck me, it was detailed. Shroomides for anxiety. Benzos, says NK. Nightwalker. Beard is looking majestic. Thanks very much. Appreciate that. Cool name, by the way. Cool name. The Power of Now is such a great book on this topic, says Hacker Metal. Well, funny you say that. The Power of Now gets mentioned in the Hardy book. Let me see if I can find that exact reference. Bear with me. See if I can. But I mentioned Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. Let me see if I can get this. Oh, the old spinning beach ball of death. Yep. Not good. Not good at all. Hold on.
In a purple patch. They became increasing.
Hold on, let me see if I can find this.
The schlates up on top. Oh, is there anything tastier than a beautiful kip? It's out toiling away waiting on a big caked in heavy air. That's the stakes. Absolutely nothing of interest. Ultimately, pop music. Katy Perry, Jessie J, another lad like. During my school days, I went to the bed. You should try it. Stipe from the band said on a cruise line, man, without ever having owned the pub, watching the football, dyed yellow with nicotine tar. Yeah.
1 second.
The bastards were having none of it. Mick just kept shouting at me. All the while I was like, even have some cool dreams. But man, you deserve it. You can let all the... And put a bit of weighty credence to that. It's been set for 8 o'clock. It's neither... I accept myself.
Here we go.
It works wonders. I know myself. And I tell you, it works. Deals with the concept of self. The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Some German header who deals with the concept of self-acceptance. I read a bit of it myself. And I tell you, it works wonders. I no longer worry or care about what other people think of me anymore. I accept myself for the way I am. And I accept you too.
So there you go. That was the extract of The Power of Now in the Hardy book. Eckhart Tolle job. Where the fuck am I? The internet, yes. 74 views, man. We're doing well. 66. Fuck it anyway. We lost a few. We all survived 2020, folks. We deserve a medal. Fucking Medal of Honor. Front line. Sean Pellegrini and what kind of beer is that? Asked Josh Richards. It's a Copperberg, 7%. My mate Rodney, fucking Donegal, Rod. We're on the old. We enjoy a couple of bottlings of Magners, aka Bulmers. And when he can't get his hands on that, he started drinking the Copperbergs. And I was like, do you know what? It's not a bad old fucking touch. They did sell it in Ireland for a bit, but it was just so strong that people were fucking jumping out of windows and shit. Oh wait, that was the Mushies. Is that Scaldy Copperberg? Or the Manky Druids, hey? It says Satanta Caffrey. Druids, man, it's fucking hard tack. Pimp My Ride was some show when I was young. I used to think that you could do all those modifications to cars, but American TV is just really scripted shite. RKQ 98, you got that one right. Aaron Burns says Blind Boy and his safe, non-gendered language. And you know what? Like, he's probably making about 60 fucking grand a month. I mean, it's just, the game is rigged, man. You know what I mean? It's look, I'm not being a player hater, but it's just, I can't understand how he's managed to make that much fucking coin. Like, he's obviously got establishment media propping him up. You know what I mean? It's I'd like to have maybe I should have a chat with him. I'm sure we'd come to some interesting conversational topics. But again, the man doesn't have kids. He's only got himself to worry about. You know, like the amount of times I tried to finish the Hottie book today and just interrupted by the, you know, lovely kids, but there's, you know, they're my kids, so they're fucking headers, you know, lovely headers. So, I mean, I'm constantly getting interrupted when trying to do stuff. Good pub chat. I like that. That was a good comment. Let me see. How, there we go. Microdosing seems like a good strategy. Oh, why wouldn't it be? How's she cutting, Maloney? You on the acid again. Mindfulness is key, Ed, says Trippy Seeds indeed. A man with a name like that knows well what he's talking about. And it's funny because you'll get a lot of people who are like, you know, good fucking self-made businessmen who would look upon lads who would dabble in such things as being fiends and retrobates who have no place in the world of progress. But really, we're a fucking dreamy old chilled out bunch of sound skins. Yeah, man, LSD can really help you with breakthroughs, says Hacker Metal. Actually, I think the I don't know if it's true, but was it the creator of LSD who discovered the binary helix? If I'm not mistaken. Someone look it up there and see if you can find out. Sleuth it out, man. Mike KZ says, bit of Wim Hof breathing, bit of cold showers, bit of mantra meditation. Oh, he's going fucking deep. I've gone a bit soft with the cold showers. A couple of years ago, it was like cold shower, even in the morning, boom, straight in. It never gets nice, but you get used to it. The exercise and the cold showers I'm going to get back into. I hit the gym twice this week, which isn't a lot, but like it's time management. But you know, I'm going to get back in. I'm going to get a fucking 6-pack by April, and then I show it off and put fucking coconut oil on it and be like, look at me, back, man. Jimmy Bars. Everyone should take a good trip at least once in their life. Just to be cliche, opens up the doors that can't open otherwise. Changes the mind forever. It does. You see, that's the thing that people try to put you off. It's like, oh, like if I look at myself, had I not have taken mad shit over the years, I'd probably just be working as a fucking gas fitter or something. Do you know what I mean? I don't know about that though. Simon Strange, well, hey Martin. Patrick Stafford, you're welcome as well. Only took magic mushrooms the other day. The job. Oh, they're fucking class crack, man. They're class crack. Patrick Hughes, my mate was drinking with you in a pub in Sweden, Marty. He bought you a pint of Magners. He was called Michael. Do you remember? From Cavan, was it? Or from Dublin? But it sounds like it was recent enough. What do you make of the clamper in Foster Court, Ushie Mannion? That guy's a cunt. He's an absolute cunt. Even though I had the permit that had fallen off, he was like, he put the clamp on. He's like, no, it says on very clearly, it must be displayed prominently. And I was like, I was coming back to the car and I was like, look, these are my keys. I'm on the way back. It's there, man. And the bastard. That's why I gave him the fucking shout out in on the Brendan O'Connell show. Rumour is Shady Ganley once took on 12 lads from Charlestown who were backed up by 17 lads from Ballandine. So you do the math there. One hard cunt. Ciders for the weak lads. Get on the Guinness. Sometimes you just need to cleanse the palate. Cider is like the ginger of sushi to beer. So when did you quit the tobacco? Colleen Simone says, I'm on this shit, which is snooze. I don't know why they should sell it in Europe, man. It's a lot better than smoking ciggies. Better for the lungs. Shawnee Dennis, Dirkmeister. Where have you gone? Where have you gone? Where have you gone, Shawnee? Where have you gone? Fuck me, I'm a good bit behind. Dirkmeister, I've had a month in hospital with the COVID, but survived thanks to the crack. Shawnee, I'm very happy to hear you made it out. Fair play to you. There's a bad doing going around, all right. That must have been fucking crazy, man. And I'm very glad that you're over it now. And hopefully it's a one-time deal where you get it and it's done and you don't have to fuck about anymore. But I do think some sly cunts made it in the lab and it got out. Anyone in the chat try ayahuasca, DMT, or a Campbell cleanse? Asks Shawnee Thorntons. DMT1 says Shawnee. Fair play, Shawnee. There's nothing you haven't done. Eddie Greenhot. I'm guessing he's more marketable or something. He's able to play the game. Oh, you're on about Mr. Boat Club. It's funny because we used to be pretty tight with him years ago, and I guess he just got too fucking busy for the likes of ourselves. In fairness, he's a talented artist. He is. All credit where it's due. I haven't met him in about. I think the last time I met him was probably about 7 years ago. We were doing a sketch for RTE, and everyone, and it was like, "Oh, how you boy?" But I remember Owen said he met him once, and he goes, "I hear you're an actor, aren't you?" or something like this. And Collie was like, "Yeah, you know I am." Blind Boy is very smart. He's clearly weaseled his way into RTE. He has a PhD. Is that a pretty huge dick, or he does be pounding heavy dolls? Headbutts are coming, says Craig Fisher. Like his music, it's top, says Patrick Stafford. Trippy Seeds, you're looking sexy as fuck, Maloney. What have you been doing, you sexy lash? Oh, just growing the beard out, man. Full of old gauche and skeletons, says Thick Bacon Strips. Dave, Martin, what do you think of cryptocurrency? I'll tell you what, Dave, I got in at the wrong time. Everyone was saying, yeah, buy Bitcoin. And this was like 3 years ago. I was like, man, it jumped to like fucking $5,000 each. Should have jumped on then. But you're like, what are you supposed to do? You're going to be like, constantly be like, oh, keep it going. You'd never pull it out. Actually, a friend of mine, Raz, has a friend who apparently was a Bitcoin millionaire back in the day. He tried building a platform off the coast of Thailand, and the Thai government came with like gunboats, arrested him, and have given him life in prison. So I'm not sure what the crack is there, how he got on. Can you say Monica's fit in the Durkin voice, please? Thank you, says Paddy Lynch. Monica's fit. Have you watched the new Shane McGowan documentary? No, but I have a couple of lads in a WhatsApp group who they play with him. They were his musicians, and they were putting up the thing about him. Johnny Depp's in it. Class, just after a pinner on the night shift. Good timing, Martin Hayes, says Dean Hennessy. Oh, a one pinner on the night shift. Is there anything better? No. Eddie Greenhart, sure you catch your death height. Trippy Seeds, he died at 101. He wrote a book called LA's My Problem Child. LA's My Problem Child. I don't know, I missed that bit. My friend has OCD and she microdoses LSD. She said it helps her a lot. Interesting. Johnny and Sullivan, Morgan Walsh. It was two different boys altogether who discovered the double helix. Okay, but was one of them on acid at the time when he discovered? Fair play to you, Oisin or Morgan, for coming back, mate. Yeah, but I think he discovered it while on acid, if I'm not mistaken. We need someone just to verify, fact checkers to verify that one. Gyms open. Oh, they are indeed, Pat the Baker. They are indeed. Albert Hoffman on the LSD. Fair play to Shawnee. Zakine Quinn. How are you, young Zakine? I like the picture you drew of me, mate. It's a lovely little touch. A cartoon picture that Zakine Quinn did of myself. Fair play to you, young Zach. Connor, I agree, but you need to be careful. This is probably about the microdosing. DJ DeVito, my man. Seen you on Vikings last night. Grand feature, lad. Fair play. Thanks very much. Actually, I can probably put the link up to my performance in Vikings if you haven't seen it. It was a bad old doing, hey. It was a bad old doing. But fucking, hey, as States I would say, here, Maloney, top acting. Into the top acting crack, yeah. I'd like to get some more fucking big roles, man. You know what I mean? Foot long roles from Subway style. Just make. I want to get into something like a fucking big feature or something, and just make a load of money and chill for a year. There's my last role in the Vikings. Let me see. Occam's Brute. Any tunes to tribute to a prankster in my family we just lost? I could indeed. If you can think of any fitting tunes for a prankster that has fallen to the next level or ascended to the next level, throw some in the chat. Patrick Stafford, concrete pills are the job also. Oh, what are they? Shane O'Connor, fella who invented polymerase chain reaction. Kerry Mullis, the PCR, was on acid when he thought of it. And he also said that they were absolutely fucking useless for detecting viruses as well. And then he died the year before. Josh Richards, hey Martin, I love the beard, bro. Fair play to Joshin. Let me see where we know. It's good. Let me see. Harden ye the fuck up, says Patrick Stafford. Trippy Seed says, my granddad died at 100 last year down in a small town in Mayo called Kilkelly. Don't know if anyone knows it. RT did a story about him. Fair play to him, man. My next door neighbor will be 101 in April, and he's as fucking fit as a trout. I seen him the other day going out to check if something had arrived, and he only had his white fronts on, and he had like a woman's top from the 80s with 3 teddy bears holding hands, and I was like, how's it going, man? He's a good lad. He always touches me on the arm. He's like, it's grand. If you need anything, just knock next door. Patrick Hughes from Mulletbawn, County Armagh. Hair dudes. John O'Sullivan. That's a good sturdy beard if ever I've seen one. It's fucking dense, man. But look at that. You can do that. Fucking this bit as well. It's like a cat's arse. Did you see Darren Till go in 90 at the States in Liverpool the other day? I didn't see that team, unfortunately. Ronan Cullen, thoughts on Mick McCarthy getting the Cardiff job? I'll tell you, I met Mick McCarthy once a couple of years ago. Me and Owen were over in London, right, doing a gig. We were like over there for a basketball thing, right, charity. And I meet Mick McCarthy, and he goes, all right, I believe you do an impression of me. And I was like, nah, who told you that? All right, go on, let's hear it. I was like, oh, I'm Mick McCarthy, and I manage the Republic of Ireland and Barnsley. All right, not bad that is. Fair play to you. Sound Oshkin. Probably mentioned this about 9 times. That was you playing Shady, right? Says Carl Straightburger. Got that one right, baby boy. I'm fucking telling you, straight mom up the fucking mountains, man. You know what I mean? You know, funny enough, you'd be looking at lads holding their balls thinking they're weird, but Shady brings a nice menacing element to it. This is actually brilliant. Fair play to you, Pat. Hey, Patrick, if you think it's good, tell your friends. Get them on the mix. Markeen Shorthall has the cover too. For fuck's sake, Mark. Despite the masks and the social distancing, it's doing what a virus does. It infects people. Shane O'Connor, Martin, what do you have in the fight tomorrow? I don't have any fucking skin in the game at all, man. You know what I mean? I got no fucking dog in that fight, but I don't think McGregor's going to win. And then what'll happen is Khabib's coming out of retirement for the big rematch. It'll be fucking build. Yeah, man, what's his name? The ball cunt, Deanna White. He's a cute cunt, and he knows how to make money, and he knows well that it's like warming up with a bit of foreplay. Take it nice and slow, build up to the climax. That's what Dana White's doing with the pay-per-view boys. So I think McGregor's going to get tomorrow night. Hacker Metal, what was the moment you realised there was nothing in Ireland for you? Oh no, man, there's a lot in Ireland for me. I love it. It's the land of my forefathers and mothers, and it's where my heart belongs, is in Ireland. Hi from Cashel. Ha Dylan Ryan. Very welcome, son. Bitcoin is at about 33k, says Dave. It was up to 47 at one stage, and then she just went boom. Can you say what's the story with me and a bottle of fucking baby oil? Sorry, Dylan Ryan. What's the story with me, you, and a bottle of baby oil? see. Stay with her, Johnny. Did Shady train McGregor? He fucking did, Carl. Fucking tell you what's up and now go down there, move around like a fucking spider, man. You know what I mean? Fucking throw clocks, man. Move around the place, keep it flowing. You know what I mean? Hey, I do. Fair play to you, Shady. You have given me great ponderances upon the world of martial arts, and indeed, I have looked into the mantra of the word of Bruce Lee, be like water, because water takes no form. It can flow and it can crash. Be like water, my friend. Craig Fisher. When I saw you in Vikings, I was so excited. I told my wife you was a famous Irish actor and would probably be a major character this season. Sad you were ripped to fuck. Yeah, man. I thought, hey, they dropped the ball with me. But there's a thing called Valhalla that they're doing. So I get the agent to fucking pressure them and say, I want a fucking job in Valhalla at the bottom floor. I want to get in like a big boy. Do you know what I mean? And be like, oh, ha, ha. Do you know a boy who's going to Valhalla? No. Come here, fuck up. Taxis to Valhalla. Step on it. Good luck. Like a bullet going through Belmullet, says Simon O'Toole. I like it. Simcard got a cozy job there hosting some new RTE show. Didn't he, Josh? A little bit too cozy, if you ask me. He's wearing zany suits, man. Hey, Kev, you watching this? Yeah. Where'd you get the zany suits from, man? Was it the time you went to the States? You're buying suits with the RTE money. Taxpayers' money, was it? You're getting the suits. Where'd you get the fucking Texas style? Those weird ties that they wear in Texas that have like shoelaces on them. You know, the ones that the fucking lad from Simpsons has. The big Texan lad, he goes, yeehaw, and he's shouting around. He's got little strings and a fucking skull, like a cow skull. Where'd you get that stuff, Kev? Is there people in RTE giving it to you from the wardrobe department? I want to know more. Any coin in me coming on, is there? Fly me in, put me up in the fucking, the Conrad or somewhere like that. Free drinking. Bit of grub, yeah? Told you. Sorry, but that was a personal message there to Kev McGahan. You doing Discord chat tonight? Perhaps. I've also got to make sure I get the part 4 up tonight. I've spent longer than expected on this podcast, but man, the fucking questions are coming in thick and fast, and I love you all. You're sound bastards. And once all this bullshit is done, man, get to the gigs, and then afterwards, as Jimmy Baz will tell you, the crack afterwards. You don't even want to know. Khabib isn't allowed to break kayfabe. What does it mean? I fucking knew that was you playing Shady Ganley. Is that Tordov playing the gimp who interrogates French Toast? Hey, you know too much, Dave. You know too much. Connor Liverpool, what's Story Durkin? All good, man. All good, man. All good, man. All good. Dean Hennessy. The old bastard keeps jumping. At the Shade, a god was giving out shit, so he gave it back to you. Should watch it. The Scouse accent intensifies. At the Shade. Okay. Send her on the link. Oh, we got a fucking live chat. We got a live chat. 1 second. Let me cruise down to that in a second. I'm headphoning out right now. Fucking fair play, hey. When's the Hardy Bucks coming back? Look, it might be back this year, but fucking, I'm going to go and just sit down, flesh out 8 episodes. And if you have any ideas for another series or anything you'd like to see, don't leave them in the chat, leave them in the comments. So if you have any ideas, you might just see your idea featured. Oh, that's all I'm saying, hey. But give a man a bit of something to work with. Paddy Lynch, I hope that answers your question. What's your impression of what Trump will get right now?
I'd say Donald is down in Mar-a-Lago. You know, it was very stressful what happened with Giuliani. You know, he did a great job there. We had sworn affidavits. We had proof of corruption and collusion and ballot harvesting. And you know, it doesn't matter. You know, mainstream media. It's you know, the game was rigged. But I think now I'm going to take an 18-hole golf course and have a nice seafood buffet and maybe go for a massage or something, you know. That's it. That's what he's up to at the moment. Or he's just in a room doing this. In a room, there's no other places. Just to take the fucking pressure off. It's been a long 4 years. Do you know, in fairness to him, right? Like,
he didn't start any new wars, and apparently I see Biden has moved in soldiers into North Syria, and you know what? All I can say is, I was when Hillary lost the election, I was like, good, because she's a fucking scummer. She's a psychopath. But then I was like, oh fuck, we've got this idiot. And in fairness, like he wasn't as fucking bad as the media made out, man. I think the media has really. The media is going to go back to just talking about. Apparently, like this time, they're just talking about fashion details. On Twitter, it was like casual and cozy. Bernie Sanders has got some nice gloves. And it's like Twitter is. I think shit's going to hit the fan, because I think the working man in America, could relate to Trump when he came out. You know what I mean? It was, and then he was kind of like, you knew I was a snake before you let me in. I don't know what the fucking story is. He could just be a plant from the beginning to sow division. I don't know, but I just look at a person's actions. He wasn't as fucking bad as the media made out. You know what I mean? It was judge the policies. Do you know what I mean? You're going to see some fucking crazy shit. A new war within maybe less than a month. Guarantee you, they'll be into Syria, and then fucking Russia are moving lads in, and I'll go fighting. I'll fucking jump on a plane, man. I'll go shooting cunts. I don't mind. You look like a slightly obese Glenn Hansard, says Oisin Mannion. Fucking hell, man. Glenn Hansard should be making, Glenn Hansard. Look at this. I'll do it. Here's my Glenn Hansard look. Grafton Street. Sucking on a pair of titties. Glenn Hansard. I'm gonna sound out the Roisin. Just let me live my life the way I want to. I'm a busker. Made it big, won an Oscar. That was about it, really. I don't really know an awful lot about Glenn Hansard. He's a bit boring. Fuck, I missed your super chat there, Sean. Let me go down to this Occam's Brood. Thanks very much, mate. Have a pissing head tonight. Yeah, Trump was all right. Thanks to Occam's Brood. Appreciate that. I didn't see that. And Shawneen, give this biznitch up to 100. My man. Chicago, Southside. Thanks very much, Sean. I appreciate that, mate. You're a good man and a good friend. Shane O'Connor, stick that on McGregor. Do you know what? I fucking will. But what are the odds? Let's check out the odds of McGregor. Fucking Paddy Power job. McGregor Poirier odds. I'd say McGregor is tipped to be the favorite. McGregor is a minus 320 favorite. Risk 320 to win 100. Yeah, that's there's a fair bit of risk there, but I'm sure you probably get your money back. But if you didn't, you wouldn't. Do you know what I mean? But I think after the fight there, there is a little bit of an edge to this fight though, because Sophie Mary, what's your favorite misheard lyric? A lot of Nirvana from I can't remember, something off Nevermind, man. I could never understand what Kurt Cobain was actually saying in a lot of that, yeah, there was a lot of lyrics that I got wrong. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think. Sorry, but I will get back to you if I do. But back to the McGregor chat. I do think that Poirier has lost to him before, so it's kind of like there's a bit of putting deeds to right in his opinion. So it'll be an interesting one. But the way McGregor dealt with Cowboy Cerrone last time, after all the fucking I'm in the zone, I'm feeling it, I've never been this on point for a fight, and he just came out and elbowed him or shouldered him into the nose. I would be watching out if I was Poirier. What I would be doing in at least the first round is maybe be a bit more defensive and create space. And I think McGregor deals very well from a defense. He's a great defensive striker, and he's great on the offense. But I think going in there, he needs to just move around, create space, and slow things down if he can. It's easier said than done, though. But that's my opinion. And maybe try and take it to the ground. I think but McGregor's got a lot of fucking sneaky tricks up his sleeve. Cancerous attitude, I like the name. Story boy. Seafood buffet. Chris got onto the old Trump job. Louis Catron, bolo ties. And yes, I do own some. What are they? Bolo ties. Oh, bolo ties. Yeah, bolo. Thanks very much for that. They're giving it birth here in Texas. You get a revolver and a bolo tie, a lasso, a pair of boots, and a can of dip and a dog. Do you know what, man? Texas seems like my kind of fucking place. Yeah, got myself a fucking bolo tie. Hey, it's got a rattlesnake's head on it. Got a pair of fucking caiman skin boots. Jimmy Baz, the media runs the opinion. Any politician, hey, not their own actions. Yeah, man, I think the media and social media, they're more powerful than fucking governments at this stage, and they need to be broken up. But why would they be broken up when they're aiding the fucking puppet that's in at the moment? The media's a fucking joke, says Louis Catron. Fair play, man. That's a good Texas. Texas might succeed from the union at this rate, like, do you know what I mean? The boy Shawneen, share the stream and give the thumbs up. Good on you, Shawneen. Shawneen Thornton knows well the crack. He's a good fucking dude. He's fucking solid, man. You know what I mean? He's doing this. I heard a lad who fucking fought like that once. He was just like, do you like that? Yeah, do you like that? And he was like, don't. I actually, funny enough, I did meet a guy. He was a friend of my brother-in-law, who said if you're fighting, he's like, I don't think the guy could fight for shite, like, but he was like, he's a Canadian guy. He's like, yeah, you know, your central nervous system runs all the way down the outside of your arm. You could chop and blind them by doing this. It's like, oh, do you know what I mean? Let me see. Dirk lad, I'm Mike Tyson. How are you, Mike Tyson? How are you, Mike Tyson? William Heenan. Who the fuck is texting me the whole time? This is. Second. Bear with me now. Bear with me now. Let me see. Would Trump be welcome round Aloysius Gaff? Oh, he would, man. He'd be around the golf course. You know what, Aloysius, the fine course you got here. I mean, I could get some maintenance crews in here just to drain the swamp around the bottom of the 7th hole there. But otherwise, you'll get rid of the bulrushes. You'll be all right. All right, Turkey boy, how are we getting on? Owen and Quinn, you're very welcome to the party, hey. 15 stone with prime Bellavarie beef, that lads. Any chance of a follow? Graham, Paddy, 12004. Stick it in the comments, man, in the comments. That Glenn Henson impression, I don't even know much about. It just looks really fucking serious, and it just looks like shy crack. You imagine with a house party, be like, yeah, you know, I was doing a gig there for a hospital. And I was doing another gig there for the solidarity of the people who were moved out of Apollo House, and I was doing another gig in solidarity for the homeless badgers in around the Ring of Tara, and then I was doing another solidarity benefit gig for the dwarves of Cavan, and another one then for the retired footballers who have blown all their money away on shite investments. But I will be tomorrow doing more benefit gigs in solidarity with Pub. I don't know where it's going. Say what you want about Trump, but ISIS was destroyed in Syria under his command. Well, a bit of Russia as well. Russia fairly fucking took the trash out there, man. Ryan Tuberty is some bollocks. Aaron Byrne, could you back up your claim there, Aaron Byrne? I mean, at the end of the day, Tuberty is a state broadcaster. Well, what are your thoughts on that? He works. He's a bastion of chat. He's a chat bastion. Poirier is a different fighter now, more than ever. I wouldn't rule him out, Eddie Greenhart. Hey, it remains to be seen tomorrow. It remains to be seen. Louis Catron. Well, yeah, Biden already closing down the Keystone pipeline and restricting fracking, even though he promised not to. I suppose you got to get that oil. I can basically look. America's so fucking divided now. I can't actually see. I don't know how it's going to fucking recover. I think the whole political system is fucking disgusting. It's rotted with spineless fucking bureaucrats who sell out to military industrial contractors, big tech, big pharma, Israel, and who else? Fucking just loads of fucking people. You know what I mean? And China as well. You know, they're just they're basically cutting Israel up. Oh, sorry, cutting America up and just selling off to the highest bidder. And you know, that's just the fucking way it is, man. And if you think that's controversial, you can think what you like. Oh, what is it now? Yeah, Biden wasn't going to ban the EU, but Trump unbanned the EU. So Biden changed his opinion. Look, basically, Biden's going to basically do exactly what was laid out before him already. And then he'll claim some sort of triumph when it goes right. I'm so horny, that's okay. My willy's good. Nirvana job. Yeah, that's what I heard. What is that? That is what he said. It's okay. My willy's good. Cowboy versus Conor was a clown fight. Yeah, I think he was just a bit of a journeyman, to be honest with you. Let me see. An awful lot of boys talking about Curry here, hey. I was in Dustin Poirier's hometown, Lafayette, Louisiana, there last January. Very nice city. Home of the Cajuns. Lovely food. Music, people, fun fact. That'd be good crack, Mark. I mean, you could probably eat stuff like alligator tail, just like KFC corn pop or like popcorn chicken. Yeah, it'd be cool to go to Lafayette and New Orleans. It'd be nice to do a bit of Creole crack. Rick, motivated Conor would kill a bear stone dead. Who'd win, Latifi or Little Bollocks from Crumlin? That would be a great fight. I mean, they're different weights, but ooh, you know what, Oshin? That's a very good question. A very good question. I'd say Conor probably. If it was down to striking, Conor, but if it was down to wrestling, man, Latifi creel him. He'd fucking creel him. He fucking creeled me, and I'm a hard cunt. If I was Poirier, I'd be shitting myself, especially now that Conor is all nice instead of being like all mouthy. Juiced up, 215. Peace up, A-Town. Sean Thornton, Dustin needs a takedown clinch and wear Conor out, or he's finished in 2 rounds. Yeah, I don't think it's not a good idea to go toe to toe with McGregor. I don't think it's a good touch at all, to be honest. Louis Sean, God, I wish we could succeed and go our own power grid. I think we'd be okay. I think we're probably going to see I think people are just so sick with fucking self-bureaucrats in the States that they can be like, you know what, fuck it, we're out of here. And they'll probably start like a confederation between Alaska and Texas. And, you know, I think that there's a lot of parallels. If you know your history and you know what led up to World War I and you know what led up to World War II, there's a lot of fucking shit. There's a lot of moving pieces now on the chessboard that you have to be aware of. And mainstream media is just going to fill your head with shite. Do your own independent research and trust nobody apart from your own intuition. I mean, like I'm no fucking bastion of truth either. Like the information I get is, I try to be as balanced as possible with it, but it's about pattern recognition and following the same pattern. Shane O'Connor, Martin, you should get the Mary Wallopers on the podcast. They're doing well with the live streaming during the lockdown. Mary Wallopers, can you do me a favor, Shane? Can you put that down in the comment section? If any of you guys want to say anything to me as well, because sometimes I don't really go over the live chat. I just put it up and forget about it. But if you do have any messages, live chat it up. Me and Colgan had a few pints one night in the Duke Warren Point Savage Value. We could see you there next time. Patrick Hughes, you better believe it. Oh, you cyborg, man. Maloney, what do you reckon the lads at the very top of society are doing with all that money? What is the purpose of it? Like, I mean, that's a good question because I often do wonder that myself. Like, if you have that much, look, Bill Gates is apparently buying up all of the surplus farmland in the United States. I don't trust Bill Gates. I think he's a fucking wrong'un, and he's painted out to be this humanitarian, deep thinker, and strategist and solutions based guy, but really he's a fucking psychopath, I reckon. I hope I'm wrong, but that's just what intuition tells me. I'm gonna tell you one thing: I'm a good judge of character, generally. That's why I hang out with Stateside. Big fucking tech boy, says Daryl Chanley. Lewis Castrone, Alligator is amazing. Me and the boys go to New Orleans as soon as this lockdown shit ends. Man, New Orleans, Mardi Gras job. Be great crack. SCGN, no way. I just bought Hardy Books DVD set last night and this popped up. Algorithms at play. This is fantastic content. Hey, subscribe. Tell your friends. I just want to get this. I want to get the channel growing, but I just want all my subscribers to be fucking soundskins like yourselves. Really comment well, maybe if you I think after it's over you can probably comment, Call, but I always get back to the comments as well afterwards. Willie Heenan, what is clem for someone not familiar dialect? Drive on, like the clem. A clem is like I suppose it's like an idiot or an idiot. Clem, yeah, the lads picked it up. Fair play to them. Why do you not trust Gates? His grandfather was part of the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve was started in a very sneaky fashion before Christmas. It's owned by private shareholders, and it's about as federal as Federal Express. And every dollar that gets printed is a dollar of debt, and hence why the debt is going up. And apparently, 35% of all dollars in circulation were printed last year. So America is going to see pure hyperinflation unless someone fucking pulls the plug and gets things back on the gold standard. It's going to, but I think there are nefarious forces out there who are working overtime through the 4 stages of ideological subversion to take down America. You just look around you culturally at how absurd things are getting. I spoke to my uncle Michael, who lives in Philadelphia. He's 81. You know what I'm saying? Strong arm back in the day, Teamsters. And talking to him, he's just like, he came over from Ireland in the like early 60s, and just the fucking way things have changed in the States. And the thing is, it's a brilliant divide and conquer strategy. You've got everyone, you've got like far left, far right, and anyone in the middle who has a kind of a Socratic balanced opinion is either far lefty or far right in the eyes of those fucking nutters on the fringes. And basically, if you don't play into the 2-system paradigm bollocks, and then you just acknowledge everyone else as all being victims of the same con, which I do, and don't play into any paradigms, you can basically see that everyone's being divided into and we're heading towards basically, if you watch Yuri Bezmenov, who's an ex-KGB defector, he did a very interesting talk about ideological subversion. So you have 4 stages. You have demoralization, which comes in, NGOs, activism, TV, culture, music. Then you have destabilization, foreign relations, the cohesion of society, and financial trouble, poverty. Then you have the crisis, which usually ushers in some kind of war. Then you have the normalization, and all those. Usually, what you will see if you look at Iran, you look at Afghanistan, anywhere where basically you have like a kind of a Marxist overthrowing. They often use the Marxists to help with the overthrowing of a government, and they're usually the first ones with their head on the chopping block, because to maintain a new order of things, they can't have radicals that are a threat to their hegemony. So I think basically all these people who are currently identifying with left and right need to get together, build a bridge with each other, and take on the establishment. That's my opinion. Like, I'm a people person, man. I've got a love of humanity in general, and I like to see the good side in people. And it upsets me to see people are so fucking blinkered and blinded and misguided. And perhaps some people just aren't born with their soul. But what I mean by that is they can't see with their soul. They see with their eyes and they think with their brain, but they lack a kind of the third eye, if you would use that as just to be able to read between the lines and stand back and have a great perspective and look at how things are playing out, and not order, not to be following orders blindly. And you look at mainstream media, it keeps people in fear, and fear is a great motivator. When people are afraid, they're not thinking properly. So the best thing is to do, disengage from mainstream media, do your own research, and remember, it's not as bad as the media is telling you. It's fear porn, and it's designed to make them money, to get them more ad revenue if you're watching online. And the key is disengage. Just fucking disengage, get on with your own stuff, and keep an eye on things and learn your history. You learn your history, you can see patterns forming, and history repeats itself. And if you don't learn from your history, shit's going to happen. Two-party systems are easier. I mean, call bad crack. I mean, how the fuck can you distill, let's say in America, for example, like 360 million people into a binary system? It doesn't make sense. It's fucking daftness, man. Careful talking like this. Might be an old Russian poison job coming your way. Hey, the fucking Russians are fucking, they're all right, man. They get on with it. What are the 4 stages of ideological subversion? Ask Oshimanian. Demoralization, destabilization, crisis, and normalization. It's a cliche, but it's all about divide and conquer and perpetual 50-50 job. Yeah, it's a rich man's war, poor man's fight. Cancerous attitude. Anyone who can count their IQ points on their fingers shouldn't have a political opinion. This is the problem with social media. I mean, I would like to say that I'm pretty well-rounded. I'm turning 38 now in 2 weeks. And I was a daft prick in my earlier years, but after a while, I've always had a kind of an interest in history and politics. And I'd like to say I at least have some sort of, I'm a decent orator, and I'd like to be able to think that I'm on point. Look, if I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong, and I certainly don't. This is the problem with people nowadays. They don't, rather than admit they're wrong, they double down instead of just putting their hands up and going, yeah, I was wrong, sorry about that, and just move on, you know. But people don't do that nowadays because it's prideful. It's annoying that only 73 people are seeing this right now. We're not 7.3 billion. Fair play to Jimmy Bars, man. I tell you, that was a fucking compliment, mate. K.A. Loaderback. Politics is a game played by half a billion by the half billionaire class in the US. Yeah, it's man, it's all going up. It's a transfer of wealth, and everyone's fighting, blaming each other instead of looking at the true culprits. Chris Pears, careful. Oh yeah, we're back. Everyone who hasn't heard you speak, please go type in his name, Yuri Bezmenov, in YouTube. He called all this shit that's going on way back. Brilliant, man. Yeah, this video I was watching last night was from like probably 84. You know, and it's like, oh, what the what was his name? Andronov or something. He was like, what do you think about this? Of course, what does he think? He is told what to speak. Why are you asking this man what he thinks? But man, it's a proper eye opener. You can see what has happened. There's another really good one where he said, "You see, they go to these people who are very vain people, film producers and people in the public eye." And yeah, Adam Curtis, yeah, man, Adam Curtis is on the desperate edge of now. Excellent documentary. The 4-part series, The Century of the Self. I mean, Adam Curtis does some great stuff. And you know, it's fascinating stuff. Like you'd learn a lot, especially about Edward Bernays, and who was the godfather of PR, and how basically he was a war propagandist for World War I, and he was only 19. He was Sigmund Freud's nephew, and they changed the word from propaganda to public relations. So, as George Orwell said, I think, if I'm paraphrasing, I don't know if I'm misquoting him, but he said most news is 85% propaganda and 15% news. Fionn Dalton saw adults crying when Biden was elected. The media made them so scared of Trump they were terrified. I mean, it's so fucking irrational, man. It's like when you see when you kind of step back from the crowd and you look at it, you're just like, wow, people are fucking stupid, man. I mean, they're just, you can't really blame them because the information that they're going on is bollocks. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, I know. I see it on Twitter. And it's like, Twitter is basically every hashtag. I mean, every time we go on, it's like, I say to people, okay, here we go. Something about Trump. And it's like, Melania, Trump. It's like, I mean, let's say for argument's sake, if he was a good fucking, if he really did have America's best interest at heart, and all he got was shit for it, I don't get it. Like, I mean, he's a weird dude, man. You know what I mean? He's a strange dude, but like, don't bother thinking about. Patrick Stafford says, "Where are we now? Up Aquarius says Jade Elwitz, top job. Ali Benjamin said, you can show them the facts and they will still deny the reality. Until the jackboot is placed upon their throat, will they then believe it? It amazes me how many young fellas haven't seen Zeitgeist, like Owl But Now Foundational, says Jimmy Bars. What do you think about Cuties on Netflix? I think it's fucking mental, man. It's like TikTok. TikTok is basically a fucking breeding ground for nonsense to look at young girls doing inappropriate dance moves to pop music. Man, I like the music industry. It's churning out degeneracy. It's normalizing this is the demoralization. It's fucking cranking it out, man. Yeah, I think it's fucked, man. And fair play to Tulsi Gabbard. She came out and condemned it. Pantera guy, I'd love if Kanye West made it into the White House. It would show how clueless Americans are nowadays. He'd be all right. I'd say he'd be all right. I think. I mean, obviously, I don't know him personally. I don't know what his background is really, but and he's obviously. I think when you go high up, when you're really high up in a position of authority, your fucking cards are numbered, man. I like basically swimming around down here in the with everyone else. I don't think when I was younger, I'd be like, yeah, it'd be cool, because Hollywood, it creates superstars. You know what I mean? Its job is to create people with like a godlike status, such as Beyonce or, for example, and Lady Gaga. And basically, you're managed. Everything you fucking say is managed. You can't speak yourself because you have a whole team around you going, oh my God, you said this, you said that. And you have like teams of PR behind you. And it's just it's a crazy world to be. But saying that, Kanye, he, with that experience, if you have a good soul and, you come out of it and you realize what the priorities are in life, and you realize that it's about the preservation of your soul, then, I mean, he might do as good a job as anybody, But saying that, though, as my mate Andy Wallace told me, doesn't matter who the president of the United States is. It's basically like being a manager in Burger King or McDonald's. I feel like music nowadays is just the same shit the whole time, nothing new. Yeah, it's fucked. It's just about squeezing as much money out of people as possible. It's rubbish. Carl Badcrack. One, if you consider yourself still not broken, I think most of us are broken because we've been consuming. If you're still not broken, I like the. I wouldn't say I'm broken, but a lot of people need to just fucking step back and repair themselves and disengage from all this fucking garbage that they're being fed with on a daily basis. But just observe it and don't let it. You can entertain thoughts, but you don't need to let it change your opinion. Just observe. I mean, like the way things are going now, I'm at the point where I'm just like, I think I'll just sit back and observe how things play out, because I have no influence over it. And it's just basically just watch and fucking go along for the ride and have no expectations. It's ironic, like the government used to talk shit about the music industry breeding evil back when we were lashing class riffs and smoking weed in the 70s. Yeah. Fucking great music, like that Ozzy Osbourne live, man, in Budokan. It's fucking great stuff. Great craftsmanship. Joseph Sullivan, I supported Tulsi this primary, but she had no shot. Of course she had no shot, because she was a non-interventionist. She was a war veteran, and she's got good moral values. I think she's out of the Democratic Party now as well, as far as I'm aware. Some people have enough cheek for another arse. You got that one right. Which I think Lady Gaga is going to run for the Democrats. Of course she will. She'll get in. Which Goodfellas do you prefer, the movie or the pizza? Clay Brady, that's a very good question. I have to say I have enjoyed the Goodfellas pizzas on more occasions. That would give it a cumulative bit of weight. So I would have to say the Goodfellas pizza on that one. Do you believe you can sell your soul to the devil? You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. I wouldn't rule it out. Joey Diaz for president. Tried to tell people that social media like TikTok and OnlyFans are destroying the minds of people around the age of 12 and 17. It was called a bigot and dismissed. Yeah, because people are just they're fucking gone, man. They're you imagine if you'd suggested that 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, people would be like, what the fuck? Basically pimping themselves out to perverts, man. It's fucked. Jimmy says, that's it, like the president is only the branch manager. He's not the franchise owner. Here we go. That's the crack. Was I ever managed like that? Oshi Mannion asks. Yeah, I mean, I definitely had to watch what I say and that kind of thing. And it felt so limiting. Anytime I do an interview with the papers, I'd read myself back in print. I was like, God, I sound like an idiot. So there was a certain way of talking to print journalists without, I think you had to be very definitive in how you phrase things. And it was such a novelty for me to be talking to journalists at the time that I'd just be like, oh, I'm on the paper, man. I'm a big boy. And then I'd read what I was saying. I was like, God, I sound like a thick cunt. People need to do some spirit work, says K.A. Louderback. You're goddamn right with that. Christian Gavigan, give us a bell when you're done, mate. I will indeed, Gavishkan. Gavishkan's a good boy. Stick and move is all we got. Round 2 then. Goodfellas or Chicago Town. 3 minute in the micro job. Cheese crust. Ooh, interesting. I'd still go with the Goodfellas, man. I still would go with the Goodfellas. What fucking teen watches OnlyFans, says Cancerous Attitude. Make you wonder. Chris Gavigan, you'd miss the turn to Cork and go all the way to Limerick, listen to Live at the Budokan. Gavigan knows well the crack. The time when myself and we were on the way to a gig in 2011, myself and Christian Gavigan, and we took the wrong turn and ended up in Moneygall where Obama was coming in. And we were like, wow, this is the town. Look at all this American shit. And we realized what was going on. We were chatting to a few locals who we seen on the news then on the following Monday. Then I ended up buying a Squire Strat for 110 euro in Cork. Fucking Cork, boy. It was a great guitar. I still have it back in my eye. Simon O'Toole, when did Galway stop being any crack? Sounds like it was mental crack back in the late 90s, early 2000s. It was fucking unreal crack. It went a bit shit because there was a lot of like students who were getting all serious. But then the last few times I was there, it's back on form. The last time I was in Galway, it was fucking brilliant crack. Josh Richards, no, I don't think you can sell yourself to the devil because you already his without asking Jesus to be your Lord and Savior. My man. Louis Catrone, I feel so bad for the kids of the OnlyFans women. All their friends are gonna have pictures of his mom shoving random shit up her bumhole. I mean, imagine how many women are out there men who have done porn, amateur porn that's out there, and someone could come across it. I mean, it's like, imagine running for local office, and then they're like, oh, what about this? And it's like, come on my ass. It's like, oh shit. Do you still think humans will be going in 200 years? William Heenan asks. Yeah, they will be. They will be. Have you seen Kellyanne Conway's daughter's TikToks? I haven't. I don't watch TikTok. What's the story with them? She dancing around to fucking Lady Gaga, is she? My spirit work tends to be done while I'm in a dreaming and lucid style. Early 2000s was glorious. Fair play to Jimmy Paws. Carl Bad Crack. Fucking love The Sopranos. Sopranos is one of the best TV shows of all time, man. It's so good. What I love about Sopranos is the Italian Americans, though they fucking hate the Irish in Sopranos, they're so similar in culture to the Irish. It's, hey, Uncle Pat, Paulie, Michael, they've all got the same Christian names and they're all Catholic and their flags are very similar.
Was in the Latin Quarter of Galway there a few years back. It was fucking class. Hostel was right across from the pub. Unreal street crack too. Has to be done. Do you like Abby Martin and the Empire Files? I do like Abby Martin. And I'll tell you one thing. I wouldn't mind going out for a few fucking drinks with her. Maybe going out with her. Awfully Irish Podcast. How you Hey, I need to get onto the fucking podcast, mate. We'll try and do it next week. Just watch the Lady Gaga doc. Yeah, fuck. Oh yeah, she's in Sopranos in the swimming pool scene. So Shoneen Thornton, Paulie Walnut's the best character ever. Watching season 2 tonight. I fucking Richie April's brilliant, man. Boss this, boss that. What the fuck is going on, Paulie? Richie, I thought I was being romantic. We're making love. How's that romantic? Sopranos episode of Paulie and Chris get lost in the woods. The Boondocks, fucking great one. But I'm going to have to call it a night now, lads, because it's getting late. And I've got to take the young buck to a birthday party. Oh, Pantera guy, hey, fucking. Last time I was in Galway, they had women dancing on the bar. I loved it. I got a Supermax after. I'd have rather snacked down another box, though. Damn right. Will the Sopranos prequel be any good? Remains to be seen, K.A. Louderback. But listen, you're all fucking sound, and thanks very much. I really enjoyed talking to you. And hopefully I'll get time to do another one next Tuesday. But thank you very much to everyone for the super chats. If you like this, please share it with good lads and ladies who you think would get on sound. And any comments that you do have that you'd like to be answered later on, put them into the comment section afterwards. But if you haven't subscribed, subscribe and give the thumbs up as well, just to make it look well popular. But yeah, as Jimmy Baz says, keep it positive, keep giving. So remember to be grateful, be as happy as you can, and just think of all the achievements that you do daily. And with that, I'd like to say thanks very much for sticking around, and I look forward to talking to you next time. Good night and God bless. Shlán Awalia. Good luck. End the stream. Good night, God bless.